So we started off in drum nerd land, and you were telling me you looked something up. So go ahead.
What was it? It's like I had to do with the moment of force. Is that what it was?
Moment of force.
Where it was torque versus velocity or whatever it was. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, okay, good, okay.
I know. It was the movement of force, the definition. Torque is a physical quantity that measures how the force can make the object rotate around an axis.
Uh-huh.
The axis would be the fulcrum, right?
Well, I was using, that's really interesting, you see, and I'd want to break that down. I'd want to spend a minute with that. There's that famous Dick Wilson line that Craig Albin, awesome drummer, studied for like 30 years. That would be his voice message to me on my voicemail. The axis of rotation is perpendicular to the orbital plane. Try to remember that, Kevin. So what is, axis of rotation is perpendicular to the orbital plane. You see, I don't think that's necessarily, of course there would be a fulcrum if there's something moving, but I think that might have something to do with the idea of there's something perpendicular and there's a plane. See, not sure. And it's almost like you're painting on a canvas. The canvas is perpendicular, perhaps, you see. Mm-hmm. I was using moment of force in another way, which was, and I should make a note to oneself.
I'll go with that.
But for me, I was talking about where on the lever arm is the force first applied. Mm-hmm. Now, the other interesting thing that, remember, I'm not an engineer, but you can Google this stuff and it's fascinating. First of all, muscles only pull, right? They don't push, muscles only pull. So what are the muscles that control the wrist? See, I haven't thought about it yet, Mr. Drum Nerd.
Well, I got stories.
Well, we're going to add to them. So what is the moment of, what is the what is, sorry, trying to do two things at once. What are the muscles that operate the wrist? And remember, this technique is all about the wrist. Buddy Rich, it's all in the wrist. Richard Martinez, it's all a wrist turn. So you would think that you would need to be aware to understand what are the muscles involved that move the wrist. So go ahead and think about it. I'll be Socratic. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. You have a wrist, so you can experiment. You can look at one. You can look down. You can feel it. You can intellectualize it. There's the options.
There's a lot of muscles and they all hurt. You got the flexors this way and whatever.
Okay, well, okay. First of all, see this is really neat. How I sometimes create ideas that I might use with a particular student ahead of the lesson, and often I just have to go in whatever direction the lesson prescribes. Based on what's happening with the student and where we are in our conversation and development. So that's important because we're trying to get rid of hurt. That's part of the reason you came in, because you've got some actual medical conditions going on, and we're trying to alleviate to whatever extent we can, based on helping you understand how to move more efficiently.
Yeah.
To make contact with the instrument.
Yeah.
So it's important. I say, what muscles are moving the wrist? And you say, I don't know, but they all hurt, which is really funny. I get it.
No,
But there was some truth to it, and there was also truth to the way you were demonstrating it, because you were doing something like this.
Yeah.
First of all, that hurts. Do it again. I noticed. Well, do it in your right. That's what you did. You did it in your right. No, you were something like that. Yeah, what were you doing?
I don't know. But
yeah, see, you were doing something like that. You were doing this.
it's the tennis elbow arm. It hurts in the top flexors. That's it.
Is that what the band is for?
Yeah. Tennis here, golfers here. It's a lateral epicondyle injury here, medial epicondyle injury here at the moment. Golfer's elbow and tennis elbow. It's a treat.
Okay. And you said and please restate the actual medical name for that condition.
Tennis elbow is known as lateral epicondylitis. I can't spell it. And golfer's elbow is known as medial epicondylitis. Whereas the inside, with golfers, it will hurt on the inside of your arm, and tennis, it hurts at the top, top flexors.
Right. Interesting. Fascinating, isn't it?
Oh, it's a treat. I've had it before, but not like this, but we'll figure it out.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
The movement stuff, on the other hand, was all Parkinson's related.
That's awesome. All right. Okay. There's a lot going on, right?
Yeah, I actually found out. I'll tell you a little bit more later, but got some more answers, something that may help. Reason why I wasn't making contact with the drum.
Okay. Well, we'll get there in a minute, but let's not lose track of where we were.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I went with you there.
Don't.
Oh, no, because we're talking about trying to alleviate pain. So that's a big deal. So this, I don't know, but it hurts. So for you to try to teach yourself to help you understand what muscles are moving the wrist, you did this and said, I don't know, but it hurts.
Yep.
So that's telling.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if you're going to move the wrist, there's a much more relaxed way to do it, right? Mm-hmm. I would just leave everything alone, and if I had no stick in my hand, I don't know, something like that would happen. Okay? I'd bend the wrist forward, and the fingers would open, and I'd bring the wrist up, and the fingers would close, and I'd just do something like that, right? Or I might realize that if I was moving just a little bit, mm-hmm. There'd be some of that. See, but there is this wrist turn. It's not, you see, because if you hold your finger, and this is perhaps what you would have been doing, when you, ooh, God, that hurts. When you hold your fingers tight, make a fist in your right, stay in your right. And your right is tennis or golf? Tennis in the right. Tennis in the right. I will send you, I sent it to another student. I don't want to go off again, but I have Nick Bollettieri, the Dick Wilson. Yeah. Did you see that? I'll send you the video because I know Nick. My brothers both studied with him in Florida. Family moved to Florida, so my brothers could study. And I worked a 6-night-a-week gig at Longboat Key, the College Beach and Tennis Resort, where Nick was housing his clinics. Okay, so tennis in the right. It's up in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so when you do this, right, and you just do this. See, that hurts. Yeah. I feel stress right here. Up in here, you'll get it. Now, and I probably do feel tennis elbow potential stress.
That's it. You'll feel it right on the top part.
Perfect. And see, that's not how you play. Not with this technique. That's the opposite of what we do, really. No, don't. Okay, just stay with me. When we bend forward, hold your wrist tight, make a fist, and bend forward. Yeah, and you feel the tension here. Feel some tension. So what you're talking about. Yep, it does stuff. Okay, now just relax, shake it out. Now, this time, we're not going to start with a fist. We're just going to start with a natural hand in a flat position. In a flat position, if you're asleep, your hand probably looks something like this, right? You don't sleep like this. No, let your arm hang on your leg. Just put it on your leg for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a half turned over. Yeah, wouldn't you just, if you're more like that, you see, put it on top of your leg.
Mm-hmm.
No, right on top and turn it over, if you can see me. Yeah. See, you just sleep like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's probably the most natural position as we're sitting right now. What else would you do? I would have, okay. So we're just going to bring that up. Beautiful. Fine. See, it's normal right now. It looks like a hand that is at rest. Okay. Now, so you're not making a fist. You don't sleep making a fist unless you're having a really bad dream, maybe. And what happens is, as we bend forward, the fingers open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, try it slowly. No, don't. See, stop. I tried to help someone yesterday that I ran into at a shop down the street, and at a certain point, he just became a little frustrated. And he's not serious at this point about drumming, maybe. Okay, so it's interesting. So if he's watching, and his name was Kevin, check it out. And so come back to that flat, asleep. Don't, you made a fist. This is huge for you right now.
Yeah.
The first thing I just want to help somebody and try to get them something really hip in the beginning, right? This is what I was showing them. Okay, so the hand would be a little more closed, probably. It would just be a little more, and be more a little flat because the wrist controls the position. But just easy. There, you just did it. You found your finger position from the wrist. So just go forward and let the there you go. See the fingers just move a little more, bend a little more. They'll move just a little more, not your arm, the wrist. Keep bending your wrist. Beautiful. Bend it all the way. It'll be hanging limp. Just like, yeah, see? Limp. Come on, have this bent. Don't push the arm down, or it'll be the arm and the fingers won't react. Okay, now, not with the arm, but with the wrist. Bring the wrist up ever so slightly towards the ceiling. Yeah, fingers came in a little. They're beautiful. A little more. Come on up. Feel the fingers want to come to the palm. A little more. There you go. Just the wrist, not the arm. Come on, all the way up. See, they come to the palm on their own.
Yeah.
Like that. So if you bend forward, the fingers would elongate and finally end up in that position. And then it's you come back. When you go to make a fist, if you were into martial arts and you were going to make a strike, you don't strike this way. You'll break your wrist.
Mm-hmm.
You come into a wrist position, and then maybe then you would close it. But we're talking about holding a drumstick. So we just come into this flatter position. And see, it's like that. So now, I haven't forgotten, when I bend my wrist and I feel that happening, because that's a wrist turn. That's leaving everything alone. See, there's no pain or anything. See, that gets rid of, as soon as you do this, now go bend forward and go into this position. Okay, now in that position, keep it bent forward, because that's what you were doing. Keep it bent, and now make a fist. But keep it, feel all that tension?
Feeling it now, side.
Yeah, feel that tension. Make a fist, come on. A strong fist. See, it's tense in here, and up here. Now stay with me, now let it go. That's what Murray would say. Don't runners before a race, they shake everything out. Right. Okay, so when we're in this position, we know that we're not going to feel the tension that you've been experiencing. So we're going to come back to that fist position, but we're not going to make a fist. We're just going to be in the position so that we could squeeze our fingers if we were going to strike, but we're not. We strike an instrument, though. All right, now we're going to do that again. That's a wrist turn, leaving everything alone. Just bend forward. Just let the fingers open. Come on, bend forward. Yeah, there. Don't do it with your fingers. And now bring it back. What muscles are moving all that?
Just the wrist.
But the wrist is a fulcrum. It's not a muscle.
True, then it's the inside. It's your forearm muscles.
Where do they begin and end?
Back here.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's in front of the anticubical fossa, just to sound really nerdy, since we're talking about diagnosis and so on. Right, so it's the muscles in front of the elbow that are pulling. So what is that, Martinez? There's a little guy standing here with a rope. Little guy standing here. And it's attached to this part of your hand. And that guy pulls on the rope. No, go on. Imagine the little guy's got a rope and he pulls on it and the wrist goes up. Don't just stay with, don't go up and down. No, your fingers aren't closed. They didn't really close properly. Yeah, don't go doing it. It's tight, subtle. There you go. Come on, have that guy pull a little more. Pull just the wrist. Lift it up to the ceiling. He's pulling it back. He's pulling it. Boy, my fingers are almost touching my palm now. Yours are out like this. Look. Why would they? That hurts. That feels. Oh, let's try again. Shake it out. Let's get into a natural fist-like position where we're not making a fist. So you're like that. A little more close, a little flatter. No, don't do it with your fingers. Bring your wrist up and it'll close it. And then you'll be in that. Come on, just bring your wrist up a little. See, your fingers closed. That's what they do. The little guy pulled. Mm-hmm. Just a little more. Pull a little more. They'll come in and even. Oh, come on. They come towards the palm. They don't go out this way. So they go to the palm. Come on, come to the palm. Come on, tap on your palm with your flat of your fingers. Down as far as you can. Down here somewhere. And down there. There you go. Now come up here and do this. That's not it. They come towards the palm. They come towards the palm. Yeah, but more like that. Okay, so the little guy pulled. See, the muscles pulled. And now this guy says, that guy underneath goes, okay, go for it. And the guy up top lets some slack go of the rope. And this guy underneath, and if we're in space, he'd still be standing up because there's no up or down. And he has a rope attached to the middle of the hand somewhere, maybe. And now this guy's gonna pull. And you see, I just did it wrong. Because when I pulled, I didn't really let my fingers open. I'm not open. Yeah, see? So the muscles pull this way, and the muscles pull this way. Go this way, and this way. Right. And so when we go to make a throw, which is what we're about to get into, you need a fixed point in the universe, so go ahead and put your other hand here. Get into your fist just by your thumb, not in here. Just down here. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Just under the thumb. And you're in your fist-like position, so the thumb would be touching the first finger. It doesn't come in between. The thumb would be touching the first finger. Everything would be natural. Yeah, see, when my muscles pull, my thumb and first finger come together. Don't they? Yeah. You don't have to do it. Just feel it. It's real subtle. Just turn your wrist up a little more. To there. Don't go more. They already touched. Now you're overdoing it. Come back to where they just first touched. Right in a little more. Somewhere in there. Okay, now get down a little bit so you're more flat. Okay? Now, go ahead and put your hand underneath. Flat, like a little table. Other way. Copy me. Like, nope, you lost your fist. Okay, you like that. Okay, right on. It's touching the fingernails. Mm-hmm. And you don't put your fist, you just touch the other hand. Mm-hmm. You got it. Okay? Now the muscles they're going to pull again. Muscles underneath, they're going to pull. You'll probably look it up and find out what those muscles are called. I'd love it. And so they'll pull. Because you're turning your wrist like, no.
This way.
Yeah, don't you feel them pulling? Yeah. They're pulling and the hand opens.
That's the internal.
See, your fingers open to accommodate that without you opening them. Now, if you pull this way, just when God, how come your fingers left your hand? Now watch the fingers close as you pull this way. Don't let them leave your hand. Gotta let them stay on your hand. There you go. Pull. No fist. Come on, come down. Pull. There you go. There you see. Up, down. Don't point your fingers. Just let it happen naturally. Isn't that how you play piano? You ever played piano?
No.
Keep your, okay, come on. You've been around a piano. If you ever put your hand down the piano and you go like this, you have to have your hands on the keys like that. See, now, you see how that doesn't hurt?
There's something I noticed recently, and I just, when I playing more, well, doing everything else more, I am staying lower. I think prior I was really exaggerating some movements and bringing a lot of things up, like when we do the whole gooseneck, and I might have been overdoing it with that, but now what I'm doing is just let a, like, I don't know, pick a stick. It's just, I normally did like flams where I was caught up on using the finger when it was just use the hinge, like. Yeah.
Okay, but okay, no, I it's my job to be kind of tough sometimes. Yeah. The guy in the Hawaiian shirt's going to be tough. Uh-oh, maybe. And so you just took yourself away from a grand opening of a kind of like a hole that up until now had been black, and suddenly you walked through and you realized, oh my God, it's not a black hole. And so you took yourself away from that. Now it did connect to what you were saying, but as soon as you went to describe what you're feeling, instead of focusing on what you just felt, you did it wrong. And yeah, because it wasn't necessary, and you were a little off, I think. You see, because now I'm really staying flat. Perfect. That's true. But stay with me though. But you said, listen, I think I was moving too much. And you went up and your fingers were closed. You see, if you went up and you let your fingers open, it's not that you're moving too much, it's that you're moving like this. It's not that you're moving too much necessarily, it's that you're not moving in the way that the human body is constructed. You're breaching the way which is why that starts to happen. Tennis elbow, golf elbow. So
too tight.
It's not being aware of how the body works, because neither was I. I had to come to LA and start studying. Yeah. I read about it in Modern Drummer. I read Carlos Vega's article on him studying with Murray and Dick, and that was all it took. That article really did it. It was like, I want to know how to play. So you just felt the answer to your problem and what will guide you in terms of what you're feeling, because you're right. You see? Look, I had you do it. Am I staying low? Yeah. How much do I need to move? Now, so it's the muscles that are in front of the elbow that pull. Now, we haven't even gotten to, moment of force. We're not holding a stick. Although I guess the lever arm is the hand itself, if we're not holding the stick. So the muscles are still moving a lever arm. See? The whole body is the perfect lever system. All right, so now, when we have a stick in our hand and we go up, and there is this fixed point in the universe that you just realized, do this again with me. Do this again. Okay, now you're in the left. Stay in your right. All right, let's go. No, we're doing the tennis elbow thing. Stay in your right now.
We'll move to the golfers later, because this is all back.
We're gonna head out to the 18 course, old court. Okay, so you want to start with that fist that isn't a fist. No, you get it by moving your wrist around and finding the position. No, your fingers are not fast. You have to go slow. Have the fingers open. Is that a fist? There. And then you slowly come back until you have that. Right to there. You keep coming up too much.
Coming up too much.
Yeah, right to there. If you're holding a stick, you wouldn't. If you're holding a stick, the stick would be pointing up. You're just going to come up to here. You're coming up to here.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, like that. So now you got your fist, and now we're just going to go around the. Put your hand underneath. That was helpful. Okay, get your fist back. Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah. And now you're going to go up, and the hand's just going to open up a little bit as your muscles pull and your wrist goes up as you pronate. And you see how low you are to the surface? You're still touching it. And then you're going to roll back down, muscles, and the fingers closed. That would be your squeeze. Remember the technique has squeeze and release? It's not something that some clever human being came up with. It's a thing that happens naturally that some really clever human being recognized. See, it's just natural. Your body will do that forever. Now,
so what I'm doing is I'm exaggerating it a bit too much, overextending, and then putting too much force each way. And that's what's probably making it tight.
Oh, stay with me. You're in the right direction. I think what you're doing is when you roll up, you don't know what muscles are doing it. You'd never thought of anything pulling, but now you have that, and your fingers open up. And what do? You, as you go up, you're probably pretty usually kind of feel okay here with a fist. As you go, you make a fist. Go on, make a fist. As you go up, come back down. Now make a fist and go up. Come on, now come up higher. Keep making your, come on, make a fist. Geez, I don't know, it's hurting. Yes.
It is hurting.
What you're doing, making a fist. You're doing something with your hand, and you don't quite know where the movement ends, and as well, the origins of where that force is coming from. Okay, so now, the fixed point in the universe are the fingers. We get this cool thing. If you were going to, when we work on your feet, I tell this to people at the pool, but they don't believe me because it's hard to get right out of him. Just stand up for a second. Yeah, just stand up. Now, I'm going to show you how magnificently well put together the human body is. I want you to simply roll up onto the balls of your feet, just like you were doing here. No, you don't have to move over. You were better where I could see you.
I was going to fall.
Are you okay? I don't know what you got up to, but just roll up.
Oh.
Roll up onto the balls of your feet and come down. There it is. You can lift the entire weight of your body that way, can't you?
Yeah.
See that is, you can Google it because they have drawings and with the diagram and the arrows pointing and describe how this works.
Yeah.
You see, that's what you're doing with, in a sense, right? We're actually rolling up and lifting up the weight of the body, thusly. Clearly, the floor is a fixed point in the universe.
Yeah.
Oh, and I should have mentioned, as you roll up, do it one more time. As you roll up, what do your toes do? Roll up.
Yeah.
No, go on. This is cool because this is going to help your feet. What do your toes do when you go up?
To straighten out.
They do, don't they? And what do they do when you come back?
They just relax or they curl back in. Yeah.
I'm trying to now your hands are going to start to be like your feet. So when you go like this and make a strike with the two together, they'll work the same.
Yeah, I've been over exaggerating.
Toes, you're right. And not to give you an exaggerating. It would be one thing if you were exaggerating and everything was opening up. You're literally going in the wrong direction with your fingers.
Yeah.
It's like trying to roll up like that, and every time you roll up, you tighten your toes, and you end up rolling up onto your, that's what happened to me. You roll up onto your toes, and now you're on the toes.
I wonder if it's the same thing on my biceps. And I've got some cone spasticity issues going on, but I wonder if it's interesting.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right.
Now, relaxers for this.
You are your own muscle relaxer at this point, right? You're creating the proper serotonin or whatever it is, or eliminating lactic acid. I'm not sure what's up. Okay, so now we've got this happening. You have this 3-finger grip.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It lays in the crack of the middle finger. That would be your fulcrum if you're palm down. And then you bring the first finger and thumb in, and they come in as guides, you see, and they're across from each other.
Yeah.
Now, if we, because this technique also can involve fingers. If we use the fingers, now the first finger and thumb are the fulcrum. See? Middle finger's pulling and it's the force.
Yeah.
What we're working on right now is maintaining this very narrow fulcrum potential grip, and the force will come from the wrist. See, the wrist, wait, the wrist, not the finger. See, so that would change the fulcrum, wouldn't it? Now the fulcrum is the first finger. No, just finger. You're moving your wrist. Can you do it just with your finger? There you go. See, the fulcrum is first finger and thumb.
Yes.
Right, now that's fine. It's always going to be there, and it could become the fulcrum. Now we're going to move the fulcrum back to the middle finger, right? And then we're just going to turn the wrist. With that, no, don't go pulling or doing anything. Just know that the middle finger is the fulcrum, and just turn your wrist like that. Good. See? See, now the wrist is the force, meaning the muscles. The muscles pulling and pulling, isn't it? Pull, 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 pull. Right? That's all that's happening. There's no bicep. Biceps have nothing to do with it. It's only the whole technique. The whole technique is about these muscles. So, you know, when you become Popeye and these things, you know, you're eating your spinach. Oh my God, you've been going to the gym. All right. So what we've got happening now is if you just put the stick on the surface. Now remember, we have to maintain this 3-finger grip because we're either going to be one way of helping someone get the guide, because the guide can become a fulcrum. But we're playing right now thinking that the first finger and thumb are the guide, guiding the lever arm over the fulcrum, middle finger, okay? Just very simple. So you're going to put this stick, remember we always have this floor, 1/2 inch parallel bead to butt end, right? Now just touch the stick to the bead to the surface gently, just put it down. Okay, now, beautiful. Now, when you did that, you didn't feel anything. You didn't feel anything, I imagine. It's all so tiny, so we wouldn't even associate what you just learned necessarily. Although, when I touch, I do feel, and it's so subtle, the muscles had to pull. Or we could use gravity, but the muscles still seem to have to accommodate the movement of the stick. So, but the muscles would pull it down. And you touch that much, but the muscles, come on, lift it up, and now you'll feel the muscles pull it up. Now pull it down from the muscles underneath. There you go. Now lift it up with the muscles on top. Right to, yeah, so you're feeling that. Yeah, you feel that? Everything's here, controlling the wrist.
I feel it all.
Awesome. You do. You look really good right now. And you've got that 3-finger grip, so the first finger and thumb could become a fulcrum, because that's your thing, you like to point it. And you can't.
I've gotten better.
Yeah, well, yes, you have. I haven't had to mention it once.
Right hand was the worst.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so we're just gonna use the muscles and touch the surface. You're kind of in the right now, but your left looks gorgeous. Go ahead and touch with the bead. Don't push your arm down, or you won't feel the muscles pulling. You'll feel the bicep pulling. I don't know, muscles here, muscles, I don't know what the heck, right?
Brachial something is the little one leading to the bicep.
You're going to be teaching me eventually. Okay, now what we're doing is the wrist, the muscles in front of the elbow are going to pull it down, and you're going to touch. There. Now, remember when I had you, don't move, and I had you just do this. So now we're on the surface. And let's see. We're just gonna roll up with the bead on the surface. Remember, didn't I have you do this last week?
Yeah, we were doing this.
I know. Yeah, but now you have more knowledge. So come on and do that. Come on up. Stay in the right. Don't start pointing your first finger.
I think once I start getting high like this, it starts to hurt. I start getting. Well,
and maybe that's because, are you starting to create your fist? Because what I feel when I go like this, I feel the hand open.
Should be opening, right?
Well, it's so subtle.
Like just loose.
Well, don't put it's opening is something that I don't think words will really describe right now. All I can do is show you.
The fingers open up a little bit. No?
Well, they do if you do this. Go ahead and roll around the stick and keep the stick flat. Haven't I done this with you?
Yeah, we did that, exactly.
Oh, no, yeah. See, now the fingers are opening. Kind of similar to what we just, no, don't go sideways, straight up and down. The fingers open and close,
Yeah.
just like you started to feel here when you did this. But now we're not, now we've got a stick in our hand. So it's going to feel a little bit different. Watch. I need a camera underneath. But what's happened is, do you see my fingers open? Tiny bit.
Yeah.
Do they? Yeah, they're a little more elongated. Not the thumb and first finger. First finger haven't elongated, but the middle finger, in particular, fourth and fifth aren't even on the stick.
Yeah.
So there is a feeling of relaxation, but the butt end is on the palm, so it's going to feel a little different. But essentially, it's this. But now that you're holding the stick with a 3-finger grip, you're not going to feel that as much. But yes, you see? Let's see. So if I leave the bead on the surface, I can feel that. See,
Yeah.
butt end comes away from the palm. Is it away from the palm? No, you gotta come back. You gotta come all the way down flat, so the fingers close. No, you just don't go shoving your arm, you won't feel it. Everything is coming from the muscles in front. As soon as you do this, you're using your bicep, you've lost the technique. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, you're not coming down properly. No, your hand's more open when you come down. I thought it was supposed to open when you went up. You lost this feeling, look. No. You lost this feeling. Now you're doing this, watch. I don't know how you're doing that. Stay with me. Well, you're just a minute away. You're a minute away from this. Okay, so if we go up and we leave the bead on the surface and we can feel rolling around the stick a little, right?
Yeah.
Now roll around it. Yeah. So is your finger open? Is the butt end away from the palm?
Yeah.
You don't have to open them. Now when you come down, your fingers should come into the fist. Come on down. Come down. You got open, close. There you got it. Open, close. I want the butt end away from the palm and then on the palm as you create the fist. Feel it? On the palm at the bottom. Fist. The first finger doesn't open and close. It stays firm, comfortable, and confident. The guide doesn't open it. Yeah, it's the fingers behind it. There you go. You got it. You got it. See, that shouldn't hurt. Dick Wilson, you want the gooseneck. Dick Wilson would go all the way up here. All the way.
Oh, I can't even.
Stretch it out. Come on, 3-finger grip. Almost, yeah. See, and the elbow comes up to accommodate everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the top. You're at the top of, and then you undo it. See? Okay, I know you're excited. You got a really good one, right? It just went whack. Okay, so we just blew it up. So no, you lost your closing. You're not making a fist on the way down. Fist.
Yeah.
Open, close. There you go. Now, when you're ready, just flick the stick up to the ceiling and make a blow on the way down. You make a fist and stop. Nope, you opened up. That's what. Stop. Stay closed. Stay closed. You scrunched up your little chamber here a little too much, but you got the feeling. Stay down with your fist. You don't lose that until you come up. Then, there you go. More like that.
I gotta slow down.
Yes, you do, and don't point your first finger. It doesn't.
I felt it go out.
You gotta go up smoothly and get the feeling. Butt end come away from the palm. Okay, now watch. If the I had some guy write me, it's 10 minutes in, and all you guys are doing is talking about the sticks. What gives?
It's your own damn lesson.
We're nuts. I'll tell you what gives. We're nuts. Yeah. You're on to us. Okay. So now what we do is now we're going to hold the stick just above the surface, because this is more real practicum. See, you're in your fist position. I have my nice little sound chamber here because I know the stick is going to go through it.
Yep, I got that.
Once I get going, but to stay there, you got the fist shape. Now you're going to go up, and you're still going to feel some of that opening. If the bead was on the surface, the butt end would come away from the palm, but it's not. The bead is on your palm, but I still feel that feeling where there's an openness. Come up just a little more. Allow it to come up. Yeah, that's right. Just allow that thing. It's still in the palm, but you don't hold it. You know that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know that on the way back down now, you know that the fingers are going to do what they did when you were on the surface, and then you've created a fist. So you're here, you're not touching, you're open, but you're on the butt ends on the palm, and then you're going to reverse it. There you go. That's it. Don't just go up willy-nilly. No, you got to go up and really watch what you're doing. There you go. Wait at the top. No, you're pulling the bead up. Bead's got to stay right there as though it was on the surface. There it is, and you're open. You're going to create the fist as you come down. That's what it goes snap, and all the energy runs up to the bead without any, only muscles working are the ones in front of the elbow. In other words, it's all wrist.
It shouldn't be in the elbow, is what you're saying. The only thing that makes it great in the elbow is if your finger pulls, because obviously pulling your fingers is going to get your forearms going, because that basically does that.
I don't know. I lost you there. Now, something about, you said something. Let's make sure I know what you're talking about so I can either agree or refute it.
If I'm going to use, if I was to go up and as I come down, if I was to take my finger and like try to force, I'm not doing it, but if you're trying to, you know, and not use the wrist and try to get some more force with that finger pulling in, then you're going to activate muscles over here, because that's what pulls. If you move your finger, you can feel it.
No, you don't need them. You don't need to be pulling the finger. The finger will close because of the wrist.
Yeah.
Stay with me now. This is important. And yes, Murray would say you can add. You can even, once you get this, we can do. Don't. Once you get the technique, you become free, so that you could add thrust. You could add fingers to create the second note of the rebound and give it more strength. There's all kinds of things you could do, but you don't really need to do them. So let's just clear that up for a second. You came up here, you had a perfect, but intellectually you somehow got the idea that if you pulled with your middle finger, the middle finger does pull, but you don't pull it. Not right now. I want you to get in touch with what happens next. Remember, as you come down, the fingers close. Stay with me now, but that was good. You're feeling, no, stay with me. Remember when we did it in the air and you came down and your fingers closed?
Yeah.
Well, when the fingers close, isn't that the finger pulling? You don't have to do it.
It's a hand closing.
Well, but yes, the hand is closing, and the hand is connected to the finger. Don't put your first finger, it won't work. Keep your first finger there. Now, as you come down, you can do it slowly too, and feel the middle finger come to the palm. And that's because of the muscles pulling.
Yeah, exactly.
The muscles are controlling the wrist, and the wrist is controlling the fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's all connected, but it's all wrist.
Yeah.
So the wrist can control, these muscles control the wrist, and therefore control the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is rather quite simple if you get out of the way. Okay, so you got to go up and really feel it open, hanging there, not with your first finger pointed. That means you know, if you point your first finger,
you lose it.
Well, if you point your first finger, that means you're not feeling the middle finger open, because you need to be holding here so that something is holding this stick as your middle finger opens. So you do lose it. You're right. You don't have a grip. Also, if you really understand how this technique works, and you start to wave the stick around, and I'm not pulling with my finger. Come on. Wrist. There. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now go ahead and point your first finger and do that. Do it a little more aggressively. You can't.
No, because it flies out.
Won't work at all. So that is the motion. When I get to the top and I do this, it's this. I can't let go of that first finger.
Yeah.
Dick would say, "Are you out of your mind?" So don't let go. Well, we're not anymore. We used to be able to remind before we knew this. And then that thing happens. And we enhance with the middle finger. We're not there right now. Right? We're just getting that. Okay, now we're going to play the exercise. Put the metronome up on at 40. Let's see if I can do it matched. Yeah, I really want to feel that release. Now we have an upstroke. If we play them at 16th notes, I'm looking at the Murray Spivack stroke downstroke. You have that up? I want you to make.
I was going off your thing.
Okay.
What page?
What did I do with it? Hold on just a second. Let's see. I just went through my my library, and in organizing a certain part of my library, the rest of my library got moved. Okay. All right. So we're looking at the upstroke and downstroke, right?
Where was the
page? You have it?
What was the page?
Page 7.
Oh. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, first.
We play this as 8th notes. Maybe we'll just start off as 8th notes. Can you do that? Okay, now remember, we have these little turns, right?
Yeah, I'm all over the place
So
today.
we have these little turns. See, they're just, the muscles lift or pull, to lift, and then pull down. So we just have these little turns with this grip, because we know this thing is going to go flying in a minute, and we're going to need this stuff. Can't let go of that first finger. It won't be available. You'll be trying to grab it at the last minute. Your body will be, without you even knowing it, freaking out. And you'll find other ways to do it, and you'll muck up the efficiency. There you go. But we're not making an upstroke at this tempo. We're throwing and making that little tap. Throwing and then making that little tap. Then throwing, making that little tap. I feel the hand opening and closing it as I make that fist position. Not bad. Go on with your first finger in your left. Go the other way. Go the other way. See, you're going to need that finger as that stick goes whizzing right there. That stick goes whizzing through the air. Right. Come on. Don't forget this part. You need the release, whether you know it or not. Come on. It's time to come up. In the left too. If I can do it in the left. Oh wait, we're not doing an upstroke. There it is. Come on up. Give me more of a gooseneck. It's subtle. You need to get that release. That's where, if you were on the surface, the butt end would be away from the palm, but it's not. It's going to be hanging there, but you're going to feel openness. Don't come up yet. Wait. Make your tap. Wait. Now you come up. On the left. We're talking about the left. Take a tap. Now you come up. There you go. There you go. Now you come up. Okay. Now, what would happen if we played that at 16th notes? Let's go back to you're pointing your first finger. This is gone. Look at you on your right. You're like this. Nope. I want to stop you. You're like this.
I'm sure.
So if you're like this and you go to do this,
Gonna fly out.
yeah, you're gonna.
I know.
You hurt someone behind you. Do you something, or someone in the audience is gonna get it.
I'll hit myself. It'll happen.
Right. Okay. So why are you up like this? That's a coming up open position. You should be down with your fist, flat fist.
Problem.
It's not a fist, but it's the fist position. Okay. Now we're gonna play it twice as fast. Da da da. Up. Now there'll be an upstroke. up, down, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Why don't you put your metronome on? You know, there's a lag, and it'll interfere with what you hear when you listen back, I guess. You're playing 16th notes now, as written. No, stop. You got to get your setup. You're not enough. You start like this. You say, I'm ready to go. And you're like, that's the top. That's where you'd go when you're going to make your throw. You have to be down. You said, I'm playing flat now. No, you're not. You start here. This is playing flat in the. Come on, get the concave position here. Yeah, like that. Now you're ready to play. So you can break the wrist. You can break it a little more. Don't let go of your first finger. Well, it's got to go flying right there. Don't crush it. Just hold it with a 3-finger grip. Now throw it behind your shoulder when you make your throw. There it is. Don't go lifting your arm before you make your upstroke. The upstroke is part of the wrist turn. You don't lift the arm and then turn. Because now you got the bicep involved, and it'll mess up how your fingers work.
You're right.
I know, it's cool, isn't it? There, it's got to be with the bend. It comes up with the bend right there. Stay low, then you bend. Stay low, then you fly it behind you with that 3-finger wicked grip. There. Stay low, stop low. The hand's going to stop it low. It's closing. The middle finger is going to come to the palm. Will it feel like it's squeezed? Yes. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Go the other way. See? Look at you. You're nice and relaxed. Release, squeeze. Come on, you got to give me some kind of little bit of a gooseneck for the release. You've actually got to break the wrist from the muscles that pull, not the bicep. None of this. It's this. Wrist, wrist, wrist. More of an up. More of the up. There it is. Now whip it on the way down. Come on, through that 3-finger grip. Don't shove your bicep muscle down. You have to make the fist as you whip it. Come on, you got to come up more so you have something to unravel. And then wrist on the way down. Yeah, there you go. Wrist. Stay low until you make your up. Stay low. There. 3-finger, whip it through the 3-finger on the way down. Don't stop coming up just because you're whipping it. The whole thing's going to be a little more slightly insecure. All you're doing is holding it here, so you've got to believe this wild creature can be managed. It's not going to get away from you. Not enough of an up. You're just giving me about this, something like that's not even released.
It's weak.
It's not weak enough. You've got to release and become weak. You got to accept that you got to be wimpy for a minute, where you'd break your wrist if you went to hurt someone. Then you become strong, and you're in this position. Come on, give me just a little more of a bend. 3-finger grip. Middle finger's gonna feel like it's straightening out just ever so. Come on, you gotta give me this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Watch it, watch it. See how much I bend? Look, and I can wait here. I'm waiting. And then I whip it. I wait. Come on, come here. Come here. Come here. Let it hang. Don't just stay with me now. Don't put your first finger. You're going to need it to whip it. Now, remember, I had you up here like this. So don't do. I shook you out, and I had you feel this hanging thing.
Yeah.
It's like that hanging thing, right? It's just hanging, but you have a little 3-finger grip.
Yeah.
There, you're hanging. You're hanging, right? And then you're going to reverse it and whip it good. And not like that. There it is. There it is, you see? You're here? No, come on up. It hangs, and then you whip it good. Better hang, let it hang. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. After it hangs, you got to snap her up. Got to come up. Come on, you're not hanging. You're just blowing through the hang. There it is. Come on, it's got to stop down. Then it's going to whip it, and a fist help stop it down. The other hand.
Well, that's
Well, you're not stopping low, not really letting the hand come, the fingers come to the palm with the pull, and then you're losing you're up with the hang. There's so much time, you just don't know it. And then it's going to go reverse. And it's going to hang, reverse, hang, reverse, hang, reverse. It's like you're making a note, and you have to stop. You make a note. There, I made my note. I made a note, and then I'm making a note, and a note. Yeah, see? Note. No, you're not making a note. You're blowing through it. You're going, no, note, no. No, we go, note, 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 note. Open, close. Come on, make sure the note is up high enough. Right, see, there you got it. Note, note. You have to stop. It hangs for a minute. At this speed, it's so slow. Yeah, you're getting it. You're not stopping. A little more of a gooseneck. Release, squeeze. Release, squeeze. Release, squeeze. Release, see? I'm not going to have you double that, but I bet you could. Now, hold on. So we're 16th notes? Doubling would be 80. Put it at 60. Where's the note on the way up? You're pointing your first finger. The sticks can't do the throw. You're not ready to throw on the right if you're pointing your first finger. It ain't gonna happen. You know it too, right? It's starting to become intellectually clear. Note. Where's your note in the up? Watch. See if I can do it for you. Right. So we got note, up, down, note, 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 note. Okay. Stay with me. You're there. You've been there today. You had it when you got the up. Note. So we're gonna. If we're my metronome is at 60, and I think yours is too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just use your metronome for a second. So now half of 60 be at 30. That's even slower than when you were at 40. Note, no upstroke. Note. Put your stick here so you can make a note.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're gonna make this is a little drum. Note. Now don't go playing. It's a stable drum that you set up here. It doesn't move. You're gonna have to play it with the back of your hand or your wrist. That's right. You got to point down. No, you don't get to use your other. And stop pointing your first finger in the right. At least just hold it normally. Yeah. Out of that. I know. Go on, note. Keep it flat. Keep that drum. So it's a stick. Note. No, you have to be pointing down when you get there. No, you don't get to pull the stick. There you go. Note. Open. Close. Point down. To get up there, you point down. The pointing down gets you there. It gets you there. Note. Hey. Got to be in time. The motions have to be in time, like music. Imagine that. Go playing on your wrist. Bump into it. That's how you get your note. Keep it stable in the right. Don't go playing your right on your. It just comes up to it and makes a note. Now double that speed. Come up every time. Note. Come on, come on. You got to bend. Reflex. There you almost. Don't go playing. Release, squeeze. Don't go playing. You got to get up to it. You don't go bringing it down lower to help. up, down, or you're at 60. Yeah, you're there. See? Point down, point down. See? When you go up, you're pointing down. When you go down, you're pointing up. It's back, everything's moving conversely. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at you. Isn't that cool?
Mirror over here. I'm looking at myself to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you have your mirror. That's really good. Now, remember the flick on the way down, and the hand closes. Come on, 3-finger grip. It's going to fly through there when you get. Don't go playing with your right hand. Makes the whole thing a non-functional experiment.
I might hit my hand. Jesus.
Yeah, if you go playing on it, you might hurt yourself. And relax your hand a little. 3-finger grip, so you get a little open and close. But you're getting it, right? Yeah, you are getting it. Release, squeeze, release. To get it to come down, turn a little higher. Whip it through. Feel that 3-finger grip. Really feel it go through there. Don't play with your right hand. We need to cast your right hand so it can't turn its wrist. But you are turning your wrist. I'll give you that. There you go. There you go. Open, close. Oh no, you're turning your wrist again on the right. Really good for the mind, isn't it? We're definitely developing cerebral muscularity. Okay. Now add the other hand with it. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger. Yeah, no. The other hand plays in between. Little turns. Yeah, go for it. I know I've stopped. Now I'm playing really flat. No, you're not. When you do this, this is playing flat. Then you go up. Then it comes back down and you're flat again. So you can get up to that note, imaginary stick. Come on, where's the little stick up here? Imagine it. You got to get up to it. You lost it. You're barely getting to the stick at all. Note. Come on, you got to bend the wrist and hit that note. Almost. Come on, just bend down and go up. Down, up, 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 down, up. Come on, you can do that much faster. But you really got to bend. That's why Dick, I think, did like the gooseneck, to help people really get it. Okay, you're getting it now. Now go the other hand and do that. Stop pointing your finger in the right. Oh, no, come on, get down. You're the guy who plays low and flat, which is really what this technique is. That was a good awareness. Now, is the wrist going up with you pointed down? Almost. Note. Come on, you had it. No, there it is. Note. Right's a little better. Note. Really flick it. Feel the hand close to stop the stick low. So you reel over the surface when you go back up. It only moves this much. It only moves this much to go up. Because when you stop here, don't you? Don't you stop here? Right? The idea is you want to stop. Down. I want to down. I want to stop. Down. Yeah, see, I'm down here, so I only have to move a little so that I have a chance to get up to here with my note.
Yeah.
Stay in the right now. Stay in the right. Note. Stop low, though. We're talking about stopping low. There. Then you, at the last minute, you make your note. And see with this note, so one more thing. Very good. This note, don't play for a second. This note that you're learning to feel, where you go like this and it hangs and you made a note. Well, isn't that happening in concert with the actual note you're making? Watch, right? Note, hear the note? Note. See, that's where your note is. Note. You have to bend your wrist to get to it.
It's not an upstroke.
It is an upstroke.
Okay, it is an upstroke. Okay.
Yeah, you're making note.
Yeah.
Note. Now, if it's too slow, you'd have to wait up here too long.
Yeah.
So that's why when we were down at 40 playing eighth notes, we didn't go up until because we're making a note this way now. Then we go up. No. There would be a note there if you wanted. Could be like you'd think of maybe a shuffle. It's a little more of a flick. Ba-da. See, it's still got a musical timing, but we're not playing the upstroke, so you won't hear that. I think you're getting this now. Now watch.
Yeah.
I'm if we're going to venture out, do you have stick control?
I have the old book, yeah,
Yeah, have it nearby?
kind of. We'll get it.
Okay, go grab it. Pardon me.
All right.
All right, so
Gotta find it. That one.
well, you've got the Buddy Rich symbol set up over there. He would keep his symbol kind of low.
Yep.
That's okay. But if you're typically or often using two mounted toms, that symbol couldn't go there. So that when I use only, so that it has to be up at a little more of an angle to get it as close as you can. And so that when I go to play with only one mounted tom, I'm so used to playing with this symbol up like that I kind of leave it there and just move it closer. So that the symbol always has a kind of similar positioning. Now you know what Buddy Rich used to say about these guys with their newfangled symbol setups,
yeah,
where they have the symbols really high.
Yeah, forget that.
Well, which is great if you're on TV.
Yeah, looks
if you're
good.
playing the Tonight Show,
Hmm.
probably want to put your symbols up high and say hello to the world. Maybe. And so, but Buddy would say, I don't know about that newfangled. The symbols, up high like that, they look like sick giraffes. Okay, page 5.
Thing is old.
Okay, let's see if we can get this. It might be just a little too soon, but we'll know in a minute. Okay. Okay, so what we have here. You see, that's why it's so important to get each facet of this technique down properly, because if you have it inside of yourself, if you can actually feel the things, for instance, that we just talked about today, they will lend themselves directly to everything else we play.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so that's why I spent a little bit of time just talking about sticks. Because instead of a year from now, me talking about sticks, let's talk about sticks now so we don't have to talk as much about sticks later. Of course, real orchestral musicians, I don't know, drummers think they can just play time to records and then learn a couple licks and go on, and you can. But if we were to study the instrument as a player in a symphony orchestra, you spend your whole, not just the first 10 minutes, you spend your whole life working on scales and arpeggios, right? Arco players, their whole life, forever, every morning, probably with a cup of coffee or whatever it is, and that's what you do. Not drummers, but we're here to maybe help change that, or help the few that would be interested in approaching it in that way. Okay, so what we had going, we're at 60, which is a little slow. Murray had this page. This is the famous stick control page for the Spivack Wilson technique. I mean, for everybody. This is like Murray would say, it's just the first few pages of most books, and that's all the book really contributes. This book is different. This book is good from start to finish. It's a very special book. Page 5 is particularly important because it sets up a lot of the book. Okay, now, I just had you, we're at 60. And so I'm going to see if this works. And so we're going to so if we're doing this, let me just think about what I could do here. Let me see how I could get this. I'm making this up as I go along. So what we're just going to do, so we're going to go throw, 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 throw. Okay, stay with me. See, See, if your throws aren't right,
Mhm.
you'll have to do something non-Spivack technique, like, to achieve it. You'll just be, and Dick would call those players any old way players.
Shouldn't be bouncing on my finger.
Don't jump. No, no, it's cool. We'll get there. And what I learned with great teachers, master great teachers, is that and I'm not saying, because you can ask all the questions you want, I'm okay with that. But if would have a question, and if I didn't ask it, without me asking it, they get to it.
Mhm.
It's like, I was going to ask it. It was coming. If I don't get to it, it's totally cool. We'll get to that in a minute, but you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Bouncing on the finger, you're not making throws. So it'll work. You lost it. You didn't start low.
Yep.
You have to start in the fist position. Come on, get down. Right? So what does a throw really look like? Note, 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 note. Don't play the note. We're just thinking of it. Note. It's helping you. It's musical. Note, note, note. Oh, beat can't come up when you do that. Beat can't come up when you make your imaginary note. It has to be pointed down. Note. Don't point your first finger. You can't go flying the stick around. You'll have none of this. There you go. Note, note, note. Now, that's good. It's coming. Stop flat. No, you stop, and here's what you do every time. You come down beautifully. You got it? And you go like this. I don't know why. Then you go up again, and you go like this. I don't know what you're doing. Stop. You did it. No, it's not there that you do it. Come up, and then stop. Stop. You want to let go right away. You don't let go yet. You hold the squeeze. Hold it. You're down. Hold whatever. Hold that. Now you can, when you go to make your note, that's when you release.
Oh.
There, but it's an imaginary note. Wait, hold it. You're letting go. You're letting go before you make your imaginary note. Got to start flat. You got to start flat.
Starting flat.
Imaginary note.
Imaginary note.
That's where you release, and then you come down and it'll be closed. Wait, it's not going to release until you make your imaginary note. Now, wait, don't release. Got to hold it. Imaginary note. Release. Squeeze. Hold it. Imaginary note. You'll have to hold it less, so it won't leave much time. Come on up. Squeeze. Go on, you got it. Squeeze. Imaginary note. Go on up. There you can release. So hold it. Release. Hold it. Release. Hold it. Imaginary note. There you go. Hold it. See? There you go. Now your fingers are starting to do what they should do. They're opening and closing. You wouldn't even know it. Okay? Come on, remember, it's that flick through the three-finger grip. Because now we're going to need that three-finger grip.
Ah.
Up, down. So we have this. Now you don't have to come up quite as high. We can make the throw a little more gentle now.
I need that.
So the release is there. The release is this. So there. You still get that note. 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 Come on, put your hand here. Join me. Yeah, you can use your hand and make my right here on my top of my hand. I want to feel it right here, right on the top of the wrist, the wrist area, right in front of on the hand. On your arm. I want it on the wrist. See it your wrist it wants to go down. Mine's flat. Yeah. I'm flat. Remember flat? Yeah, now you're flat. See, but now you're going to lift it up. That's your right position, correct position. Yeah, that's it. You're going to go note, but not make a note. And then note. Now go down more gentle. It's good. Note, and then note, 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 note. There it is, three-finger grip. Now this time you're going to go note and let it bounce 3 times. Don't put your hand don't put your other hand. It's got to be up above, waiting. Now make a little throw and let it bounce. That's it, three-finger grip, it'll bounce. Is it bouncing on my wrist? I don't know. Maybe you'd want to get a good throw first and it'll just work. Then we'll figure out what's happening. No, you can't just leave it here. It has to be ready for an imaginary note.
Thank you there.
Nice and easy on the way down. Gotta go through the three-finger grip. No? So now you're going to be landing a little more open. That's it. You got it. You're just not going to be closing quite as much. You're going to be managing. You don't even want to think about it.
So it's going to be more of a closed type of thing going up, and then.
No, it's not more of a closed thing going up. You open going up.
I'm open going up, and then down I'm squeezing. But here, I'm just letting it bounce.
No, remember I told you that you don't squeeze or release with your fingers, that it comes from the wrist.
It comes from the wrist.
So if you want 3 notes, your wrist will do just what it needs to do. You won't have to think about squeezing or releasing anything. You got to, yeah, you just want to feel this motion, note, and then you make a little throw and land 3 times and play 3 notes and stop. You know, yeah, and stop. You have to lift the beat up off the surface after you're done 3 notes. You got 4 notes. See, no, that's good. Beautiful. Yeah, that's hard. That's harder. That means you have to stay down a little longer before you lift that beat up. Just the muscles pull it up a little. Pull it up after 3 notes. See, it all happens so fast. If you just have the right guidance, you got it. So could you play stick da da da? Let me see. Da da da. Da da. See, that's why Murray would have you at 72. Da da da. Okay, we're going to do it differently. Come on, watch. Very good. So if we're playing exercise number 9 in stick control, it goes like that, doesn't it? It does that. It goes shit.
Interesting.
Right? It's kind of connected to what you just got earlier.
That's cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're not starting flat, so your hand can't release. You're in kind of in a closed position there, aren't you? See, if you start open, then you can't open. You have to start flat, closed. Then it's going to open when you make your either a note or a fake note. Da, 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 da. Wow. So we're just going to do this immediately. I know this is a little early, but it's cool. You did it today. Well, we're just going to do this. We're just going to go. Let's see. Easy in the left. Come on, stay flat until you're ready to make your note. That's when it's going to open. Go the other way. You're doing it right now. 3-finger gripper, it's not going to bounce. One of the reasons you're getting 3 notes is it's such a narrow fulcrum. It's just, you don't have to do much. It just bounces through there, doesn't it? And then because you have that grip, you can get you can get a snappy throw, or in this case, it's more of a stunoto. Dick would mark it with a dot, not an accent, meaning it's a more gentle throw. So you got to get the note on the way up. There's a little bit of a release probably, and then you maintain your 3-finger grip and you ask for 3 notes. You got to get that note on the way up. Now, come on, you come up a little bit. Yeah, almost. Keep that 3-finger grip. You don't need the 4th and the 5th. They'll just muck everything up. Start flat. Come on, get flatter. Flatter in the left. Flat, flat, so you can bend and release. There it is. There it is. Yeah, that's what you got to get. There you go. Yeah. We're going to work on it like that. Beautiful. Try to get the right hand. Don't point your first finger. You won't be able to go back and forth. You need that 3-finger grip. For rebounds, you need it for whipping through the air, for throws, for really loud singles. Dude, got to get the first note, though. That's where it opens. Come on, let it come up. A little bit of gooseneck. Got to come up and open. And then you go like that. And in the right, you're trying to match the volume of the notes in your left, which you're doing. Right. Da da da. All right. You did it. We did it. Very good. We're into page 5 of stick control. Spivack technique. Turning off the camera.